Top 10 Sad Romantic Movies. There's an efficient way to feel all the feels without actually having to put yourself out there in this cold, cold world by watching sad romantic movies on Netflix. Hey guys, welcome to your entertainment channel Netflix Tops, where we tell you about the top rated movies and series on Netflix. So grab your popcorn and stay with us until the end of this video, because today's video is going to list down the top 10 sad romantic movies. So let's get to 9. Kiss and Cry. Based on a true story, Kiss and Cry tells the story of Carly Allison, an 18-year-old figure skater who's diagnosed with cancer, but refuses to lose her positive outlook on life despite how serious her illness is. Carly Allison, Sarah Fisher, is an 18-year-old competitive figure skater who has been skating since she was 6, a bubbly girl who also loves to sing. She has a lot going for her. She's beautiful, has a great family and friends, and at a party, she meets a handsome and sweet guy named John, Luke Billig. Just as things couldn't get any better, they get worse. Carly starts to feel sick. She's taken to the hospital, where doctors find a cancerous tumor outside her trachea. Months later, she's diagnosed with a very rare clear cell sarcoma in her lungs. Determined to beat the illness, she undergoes chemotherapy and tracheal surgery and decides how to deal with this little setback in life, based on the true story of Toronto-born Carly Ellie Allison. Number 8. Marriage Story. Some movies make you believe in true love, and others make you want to stay all weekend with a glass of red wine and just reflect on the inherent beautiful tragedy of the human experience. Netflix's Marriage Story, which focuses on a couple struggling to navigate a brutal bi-coastal divorce, is the second kind. Number 7. Adrift. Shailene Woodley and Sam Claflin star in this movie about a couple who embark on a sailing journey only to be caught in a devastating hurricane. After the storm, they struggle to survive. The only thing sadder than the tragic twist ending is the fact that the movie is based on a true story. Tammy Oldham and Richard Sharp couldn't anticipate that they would be sailing directly into the most catastrophic hurricanes in recorded history. In the aftermath of the storm, Tammy awakens to find Richard badly injured and their boat in ruins. With no hope of rescue, Tammy must now find the strength and determination to save herself and the only man she has ever loved. Number 6. 6 Years. This indie drama follows the rapid breakdown of young couple's 6-year relationship. Melanie and Daniel are 20-somethings in Texas who have been in love for years when the relationship takes a turn and devolves into violence and infidelity, forcing them to reevaluate their future together. This film tells the story of two young lovers who have been in a dedicated relationship for 6 years. They are still very in love, meeting each other constantly, until cracks start to appear in the relationship. Naturally, if a movie presents itself as us getting to know two young people who have been together for 6 years, you know there is going to be drama. After all, they seem to only be in high school or college and be together forever. Question is though, what will tear them apart? And will the reason for reconciliation make sense? Number 5. Irreplaceable You. Soulmates Abby and Sam have been together since they were kids, and they're planning a bright future together, starting with a visit to the doctor to see if a baby is in the cards for them. But it's not a baby that shows up in Abby's ultrasound. It's actually stomach cancer, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. Obsessed with setting her husband up with a proper life after she's gone, Abby comes up with a plan to hook Sam up with someone new. But her fixation on the future threatens to destroy her present. Faced with the prospect of an uncertain timeline, Abby begins to search for a new love to take care of Sam. Along the way, Abby makes unlikely friendships with 3 patients whose one thing in common is that they focus on living while they are dying. Abby dies at the end without having lived up to her potential, yet manages to come to terms with her situation and with those she is leaving behind. Number 4. The Theory of Everything. Based on the memoir Traveling to Infinity, My Life with Stephen, The Theory of Everything depicts the extraordinary love between famed physicist Stephen Hawking and his wife Jane. Their meet-cute took place at a party in the University of Cambridge, where Stephen studied physics and Jane majored in literature. As the years passed, the pair grew closer and closer, the love between them beating the odds, even as a neurological disease ravaged Stephen's body. In the 1960s, Cambridge University student and future physicist Stephen Hawking falls in love with fellow collegian Jane Wilde. At 21, Hawking learns that he has motor neuron disease. Despite this, and with Jane at his side, he begins an ambitious study of time, of which he has very little left, according to his doctor. He and Jane defy terrible odds and break new ground in the field of medicine and science, achieving more than either could have hoped to imagine. Number 3. Newness. After months on a dating app, two young people, Martin and Gabby, find one another. At first, through the pretense of there being no strings attached, but as both fall into routine, so begins a relationship. Gabby moves in, and then playing house. However, as with any whirlwind of relationships, once the honeymoon phase is over, so do the problems begin, of which get triggered by Martin not revealing information about his ex-wife, Bethany, his mom having dementia, and her sister dying in a car accident. It only snowballs from there, as the warning Gabby gave early on comes true. A seemingly mismatched man and woman nursing their respective traumas becomes a couple after a right swipe on a dating app leads to a real love connection. But as the pair's relationship develops, secrets, infidelity, and a lack of boundaries underscore the idea that sometimes love just isn't enough. Number 2. All the Bright Places. All the Bright Places is a compelling and beautiful story about a girl who learns to live from a boy who intends to die. Theodore Finch is fascinated by death, and he consistently thinks of ways he might kill himself. But each time, something good, no matter how small, stops him. All the Bright Places chronicles the romance between high school students Violet and Finch, who fall for each other while working on a school project. Violet's friends warn her against dating Finch, who has a reputation for being an uncontrollable freak, but she doesn't believe the rumors until she witnesses Finch lose control herself. Although Violet attempts to continue the relationship and support Finch, the relationship ends with a tragedy. Number 1. Blue Jay. High school sweethearts Jim and Amanda have been out of touch for 20 years. Then, they run into each other by chance in their hometown. The pair reconnect and reminisce, and things flow so easily, it's hard to see why they broke up to begin with. As the day unfolds, however, the devastating reason they broke up and will never work is revealed. Former high school sweethearts Jim and Amanda have been out of touch for more than 20 years, but they run into each other at a grocery store back in their alpine hometown of Crestline, California. Jim's mother has died, and he's here to put her house on the market. Amanda is visiting her pregnant sister. They get to talking, first over coffee, then over beer and jelly beans. Before they know it, they're at Jim's mother's house, where everything sends them spiraling back into the past. And this brings us to the end of the video. What are your thoughts on today's video? Share with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing movie reviews coming your way. And thank you for watching.